I'm Anil Kumar, and in part 1 and 2, we learn how to divide numbers by decimal numbers. So, the strategy is to move the decimal away from the divisor. The dividend may or may not have a decimal, but if it does not have a decimal, we have to consider whole number as a number with decimal after, right? Now, keeping that in view, I like you to rewrite these questions and divide them. So you can pause the video, rewrite the questions in the correct form, perform the division, and then check your answer with that of mine. Okay. Now here is the strategy. So it's kind of a review of what we did. So we have three different questions here. The first one is 0.5 divides into 7. The second is 3.2 is divided by 0.6. In this case, dividend is 7.34 and divisor is 0.4. So I've taken very simple numbers, but the idea is to learn this strategy. First one, it is a whole number. You don't see any decimal, but every whole number has a decimal, and you can add as many zeros as you want after the decimal. So that helps to actually simplify the question. So now the idea is to get rid of the decimal from the divisor. For that, we have to move this decimal one position to the right. So let us move it for both dividend and the divisor. So we get what? We get 70.0 now. So the question really becomes 70.0 divided by 5. So that is how we can rewrite and then divide. For the second one, we have one decimal place for both dividend and the divisor. So we can remove decimal, put it one space to the right. So we get 6, right? 6.06 is one, the same thing. And here we get 32, right? So after decimal, there are zeros. You can put as many as you want, right? So you can write this as 62.0. The next one, which is 7.34 divided by 0.4. If I move decimal 1 unit right, then I can avoid decimal in the divisor. So I get 4 here and 73.4. Do you see that? Now it is easy to divide. Let us divide one by one. So the first one, 70 divided by 5, 7 goes one time in 5. When you take away, you are left with 2, bring down 0. 5 goes 4 times in 20, right? And so we get 0 here. So you can now write that 7 divided by 0.5 is equal to 14. Correct? Let's do the next one. 3 is smaller than 6, so it cannot go. 32. 6 times 5 is 30. When you take away 30, you get 2. Now you can bring down the 0. Since we took a number after decimal, we have to put decimal here. 6 is 3 times 18, right? Remainder is 2. You will notice if I put another 0, bring it down, I again have 20, right? That means this 3 repeats, right? Anyway, we can say that 3.2 divided by 0.6 is equals to 5.3, where 3 repeats. Okay, this is another way of writing repeating decimal numbers. Okay, last one. 7.34 divided by 0.4 was written as 4 divides into 73.4. 4 will go one time. 1 time 4 is 4, which is lesser than 7. If you take away, you get 3. Bring down 3. 4 times 8 is 32. Take away 1. Bring down a number after decimal, so we have to put a decimal. First put the decimal, then bring the number down, right? Now in this case, 4 divides into 14. 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, you are left with 2. We can add a 0 after decimal. It is the same number. Bring down that 0. And 4 times 5 is 20, right? So remainder is 0. So that is what we get when we divide 7.34 by zero point 0.4. It is 18.35. I hope with these three examples, now you understand how to divide by decimal numbers, and we have taken specifically only one number as a divisor in this particular case. In the next set of videos, we will try to divide numbers with two-digit numbers. That will be very interesting. I hope you've learned these basic steps. Let's move forward. Thank you and all the best.